Hey, happy to be here.
Hello.
So, would you please give us some lovely tidbits on timeline jumps when one is entering into the new, as we always are, but physically it looks very, very different? If you have anything to share on jumping timelines.
Yes, everything is simultaneous. And by everything, we mean everything. There is no possibility in your imagination for a reality that does not exist. In other words, everything that you imagine does indeed exist in a reality. What does not exist are timelines. There is no direct trajectory between past, present, and future. And although the concept of timelines may aid in an understanding of how flexible reality is, what it adds to your thought process is that there are predetermined trajectories for experience and existence. The main reason why there are predetermined trajectories, or there seem to be, that A leads to B leads to C, is because you have come to believe that it is the case, or that it is fact. In fact, it has never been proven that past, present, and future are linked, or that there is such thing as cause and effect. It has been proven that you have observed that there is a thing as cause and effect. And the moment one is observing the timeline that is in front of the observing viewer, it becomes the reality of that viewer. There's nothing external to you. If something seems to be and then seems to continue to be, it is because you are choosing for it to continue to be for some sense of coherence and understanding of your experience. If you were constantly jumping to all the myriad of different timelines, and one moment you were a starfish, and the next moment you were a human, and the next moment you were another human in what seems to be a completely different time and space, then your storyline, or the storyline that you're choosing to write for yourself with an evolutional path, would not make sense to you. Right now, you are asking a question about jumping timelines, which means that jumping timelines is part of the evolutional path and storyline that you are creating for yourself, which means that yes, it is 100% possible, probable, and you are capable of it. What is necessary to have that experience is to believe that you may have that experience. Whether or not that experience is relevant to your storyline is based upon many factors. Right now, you are in a belief system, in a collective that believes that time is linear, and therefore busting that paradigm of linearity of time will include the confusion or need to witness in a dramatic way this possibility. But we invite you to think of this concept far more amplified than in the way that you are thinking of it currently. For if you shoot with your mind past the idea of timelines to the simultaneity of all things, all times, all beings, and the fact that you are the point of perception of all that is, then jumping from one timeline to another where your eyes completely change colors is child's play. A key is not to assume that you believe or that you know what timeline you are currently on. For if you were to jump timelines, or what you are now calling timelines, you would be on the timeline in which one jumps timelines. Does this make any sense?
Love it. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. We do believe it is the case for many of you incarnate at this time, haha, to have the experience of the flexibility, malleability of time itself, so as to be able to access your own potential and access the latent technology that exists within you and within existence itself. Once the belief that linear time is dissolved, these abilities become very useful. Many of your world's problems dissolve the moment that time dissolves. And we understand the irony that you are waiting for a moment. We assure you that the time that you are on, it is all unfolding perfectly. And that if and when you should choose to have that moment arise without all of the story that has been building, you will laugh and realize how it was always there in the first place. But you would not enjoy a television series if during the break you came back and found that you were watching a completely different series. You would be angry that the writers had changed the plot so drastically. You would be disappointed that you didn't know what happened to certain of the characters. And it is an attachment to that series or that storyline that allows for linear time to be something you can perceive or believe yourself to perceive. There's nothing wrong with the show you are watching.
Beautiful.